I'm trying to get my camera right. It's been a minute since I did a live. However, I wanted to go live and just kind of let my, people who have subscribed to my channel have an opportunity to see me. So this one is going to be in landscape. Peace, family. Behind me, you see a picture behind me. And that picture is actually of a brother who was who lost his life here in Connecticut many years ago, about 30 years ago. He lost his life, well, 85 actually. So do the math. So he lost his life, and he was like really one of the first people that that I have experienced that end up, losing their life due to gang violence. It was a concert. His name is Micheal Younger. There was a concert that was taking place at the New Haven Coliseum, and there was some people from a rival. They weren't really rivals. They were just from another town. Hartford, Connecticut. So in that interaction there at the New Haven Coliseum, this gentleman right up here, his name is Micheal Younger. He was killed, you know, over 35 years ago. So that I actually my where I'm staying here, I'm actually in the States, and where I'm staying, he's a relative, of a relative, and I wanted to, take his picture and let that be seen, because as a young boy, we always hear about, Michael Younger, him getting killed there, and I remember when that was happening. That was our first experience with someone getting killed before all of the gun and the gang violence, started to take place in our community. So I guess this live is going to be dedicated to Micheal Younger, and I come from a place where there's been a lot of death and destruction. Uh, you know, Many of us come from that place where there's been a lot of death and destruction, and we chose to try to make a difference and try to make changes in our life. Many of us moved from where we were living to actually, other states and things of that nature. But in any case, some people left the country. In any case, our communities have a huge, huge, huge problem. What I actually tried to do this live from StreamYard, and I was just having problems with it earlier. And I was on the phone. I was speaking with a friend of mine, and we were talking about just the situation in Gambia. So, you know, if you're in the Gambia or you're going to the Gambia, things aren't like they started out. There was a lot of momentum early on in being in the Gambia, of unity, us coming together as a people, and building group economics, and a change. We were expecting to see a change there in the Gambia, something different from what we were seeing in the States. And before, pre-COVID, many people weren't even coming at that time. It was just before the year of the return, where you had all of these people that went to Ghana, and spending $1 billion. And shortly after that, momentum started building up. Gambia started to build a reputation for a place for people to go, and many eyes started to be turned towards the Gambia. No, I'm not in the Gambia. I'm not in the Gambia. I will be back soon. I actually, left to take care of some things and to build my community. Uh, Things in the Gambia, from where we started, we had all of this momentum and everything was moving in a major, major way, major, major way. And that's how I operate. I operate on a high level. You understand what I'm saying? Being in the States, we're able to do that. We're able to operate, within state lines, across state lines, within regions, within coast. So, I'm used to dealing and operating, on a national level. That's how I've been operating over the past, you know, uh, 20 years, even before that. So, Gambia is a small place, and we can do a lot. A lot can get done at a high level, but our community is not ready for that. Definitely not ready for that in the Gambia there. And unfortunately, I don't think it's not that we're not ready for that. It's just that you have competition, you have people that when they see others doing things, they want to interfere with that. They want to disrupt it for their own personal gain. There was a video that was done some months ago. I was going to address it. It was done on Blacksit, and it's been on my mind and my heart to address videos that was done with two individuals that used to work with me and end up having problems with that and it causing a huge problem throughout the movement. And however, this lady that I used to work with, Juliet, she did a video with them in support of them. Since then, even prior to that, it was discovered that you know the ones that she was actually supporting was actually the problem. And however, the bigger problem of that was actually her and her camp, and her husband. And I never watched the video. I never watched it because enough people saw it, and then I was hearing that the video was really a awkward and weird type of a video. It was really a video that was really aimed at undermining my character and who I am and things like that. But I mean, as far I think everyone know by now who the real culprit of the movement is, and was and still is. So in any case, I am going to address those videos and I'll go through it. And there was some things that was said in the video about, but I was listening to Adrian. Adrian, anybody that's listening to this and that's gonna run back and share with them. At any time, anybody can get in contact with me. This whole situation was not a situation that should have been brought before the public like it was. It destroyed the reputation of many, many, many people who are very influential in the movement. It really deadened the spirit of uh, hundreds of thousands, millions of people that were looking on. And there must be accountability. If you have not realized or discovered by now that the situation that presented itself a couple years ago, about 18 months ago, where it was this big uproar and this big disturbance. If you have not discovered by now, none of the things that were brought out or said, none of that panned out or turned out to have any credibility to it. In fact, it had been proven otherwise through proper authorities. But at the end of the day, there was so much damage done. There was a tremendous amount of damage done to reputations, to the financial. I think most group people will agree that tens of millions of dollars were affected. Just our business, we have millions of dollars were affected with our business, hundreds of thousands in money and investments that were put into the market to build. People lost their jobs. You understand, that was produced and that was created through the largest economic community in the Gambia. I like to call it the burning of the Black Wall Street of the Gambia. I was going to address the videos, but when I started watching it, the videos were so embarrassing and so ridiculous that I was like, I don't even have time really to go into it and try to address it. But I do feel sorry for those who are looking at Juliet and thinking that she has the right intentions or good intentions for the movement. It should be obvious, over the past 2 years that, it's all self-interest, and it's created a template for people to come in and to duplicate, basically exploit the market to, build their home, build their little nest egg, and for them and their family. And you know that is not the position that we should be taking, and definitely we shouldn't be trying to destroy others. If you can have a dream of home ownership and relocating and buying land and living in Africa, others should have the freedom to have that same dream and to have that executed without being attacked. Many people were attacked. Many people outside of our economic community, the whole community was attacked. Their hopes, their aspirations, their dreams were attacked because of the behavior of, Juliet Ryan. And I'm saying her name just like she said my name. And, Adrian, the only time that he's allowed to speak is when it's, trying to defame and undermine another brother. You understand what I'm saying? I watched the video. The video is quite a few months old, but I said, let me get up there and address it. I have people that that know me for decades and all my life, that when they contacted, they seen the movement. I was just speaking with a brother the other day. He was like, "Yeah, I've been watching. There's a lady over there." He was speaking about Juliet. And this guy I know for a long time. He know my cousin very well, and these people are very connected, to a lot of lanes, a lot of situations, and very well respected. And it's so unfortunate that I have to tell them my experience over there with her. Very unacceptable. Okay, chill. I'll definitely get with you. I'll send you a message. I lost my phone for a few days, but I am back. I am back. I've been building my community. I have a lot of people. Like I said, I have very powerful, influential people who, like myself, that have come through many challenges and are interested in building our community, interested in empowering brothers, interested in empowering sisters, globally, and that is the mission. That is the mission that we have. And, the Gambia, a lot of times I don't want to actually talk about it, but it could be very disappointing. I mean, my position, my status, I'm very happy with my status. I'm very blessed. You know, uh, my situation is unique because of how I chose to, repatriate. So as you all know, I have wives, and I have children there. So that's different from a person coming over there and they're not trying to get married. That's different from a person that's just coming over there. They already married and they have a family and they're just there. So they're not integrating into the society, you know, and I don't think they really have understanding or a true care for the society as well, because that's what we're seeing. They're coming over and they're basically, building their homes. They're on these little islands, and it's a retirement type of thing for them. But this movement is greater than that. It's greater than that, and we should be creating products, and we should be, offsetting, imports, and working with local Gambians and the locals to help them build their business and build their business models, and work that way, as opposed to creating businesses that are in direct competition with locals. In any case, you know, I have, a lot of people that I'm telling about Gambia, and I'm saying, hey, listen, when you go there, there's really one person that's really there, that has caused a lot of division, and I've probably said their name enough, but I think we all know who that is. That's causing division and hate because, a personal opinion, about somebody, and then, like I said, it was so much negative, so many lies that, just went into that concoction that just actually ruined, a lot of things for a lot of people. When I see Woda Maya and him come through and I see all the people interviewing. See, you all don't know what I know. Everybody there is, you know, they're putting up a front. You know, people there, they really don't deal with each other. It's a lot of, you know, just the same old, black uh Willie Lynch mentality where you got, everybody, against each other. There's no real agenda. So you you just have this cluster of people that's there that have these negative tendencies. And then you have some really, really high level um just saboteurs. That's what I'm saying. Saboteurs. It's like a lot of people that are doing things are really staying behind the scenes. They don't even want to be known. They don't want to be out. They just behind the scenes doing their things. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that, a lot of the good work and a lot of the great work have to, be hidden because you have people that want to jump on situations just to improve themselves, their YouTube channels. A lot of people came and they got on the negative side of something that was going to be damaging to all of us. Just to they didn't give a damn about anyone's investment or anybody's getting the truth out of the situation. They just were more concerned about getting YouTube views. YouTube pimped the hell out of the black community. You know what I mean? And those because we're up there, we're putting out content that's bringing down and destroying our community, right? All for YouTube, and you're not getting nothing from there. You don't make money from YouTube. You make very little money, you know. So my people that are coming over to the Gambia, we have to build, and we're currently putting together a land development plan. We've already had one in place from prior. We had quite a few people who have pledged large amounts of money towards the land development deal, which is still going to be executed. It's still going to take place, and it's going to be done in a way that it's not in the public. Because if you start putting something out there and you put it in the public, then you'll have somebody that don't have anything going on, and they'll be watching the YouTube channel, and then they'll make a video. Hey, look at this. This person is trying to do this. This person is trying to do that, and they don't have any any business in interjecting themselves in anything that that's being done on the continent to improve the continent, when they themselves have nothing going on or nothing to contribute to this movement by the way of positive. You have to be very wise. You have to be very wise. I've seen a few YouTubers, they're saying, hey, we're burned out trying to talk to black people. We're burned out trying to talk to black people because they won't listen. I won't even mention a lot of these YouTubers' names. There's only a few of them that I would mention. The rest of them just, gossipers. I don't know. It's amazing how, and they get burned out too. You got to be a special type of person to stay on YouTube all the time, creating content all the time. You really, really have to be a special type of person. It's not for everybody. So, in that regard, it's not a repatriation income plan and we've talked about that, and we've seen how people, you know, trying to gain the spotlight would do it at any cost. They would do it at any cost. When I started out and I came out my house and I met Juliet, Adrian, I didn't know. Adrian said in the video that I saw what they were doing and I came and I wanted to help. That wasn't the case. I met Adrian online. I didn't know who Adrian was. I just saw that he said him and his wife was in the Gambia. So I was like, hey, I'm in the Gambia as well. I'm just looking to network with people. You understand? At that time, I left my house. At that time, I had 10 people working for me already. When I went to there, I already had a team of people that I brought to help, and that's exactly what we did, dedicating huge amounts of time. I put money up, gave money up, intellectual properties, and most importantly, my time, dedicating 7 days a week to the movement, being there to help and make sure that everything was done that blacks it needed to be done. My boy G, they didn't mention him, or nor did I go into it that far to see him being mentioned. This brother would get up and take Juliet's son to school 5 o'clock in the morning, running back and forth to help them build the house out there. We sacrificed tremendously to assist Blacksit when Blacksit first got up and first got started. So the videos, the whole time I sat and I watched that video. I watched the other video. I watched the videos that they made with those two individuals. I watched some of it. I started going into it, and I just kind of just jumped around just a little bit. But in any case, the reason why, the reason why things didn't work out, it wasn't that I wanted to leave Blacksit. I was fine working with Adrian and Juliet. You understand? However, she did not want me to work with my former business partner, Art Kathy. That's where the problem was. Anything else that was put out there was pretty much a lie. There's been so many lies. You know, like, I don't care what a person do. If I'm doing business with you, and I get to a point where I'm gonna do my business and you're gonna do yours, at that point, you go your way, I go my way. I'm not focusing on what you're doing. I'm not concentrating on what you're doing. You over there, I'm over here. You understand what I'm saying? But what happened was there was a concerted effort to destroy what we had going on. And all of this stuff has been documented and laid out. Many YouTubers, and like I tell people, this is my role. I don't want nobody calling me telling me, hey, leave the situation alone. That's what I have people saying, let it go. You know, when all of this stuff was going, everybody wanted to keep that right at the forefront until everything, turned out to be false. Then everybody want to be quiet. Is this the type of example we want to set? Coming into a whole nother continent. The whole repatriation movement has just been a debacle. Many people are coming over, with this arrogance, this American arrogance, and being getting ripped off, getting run out the country for one way or another. You understand what I'm saying? That's not the spirit. The spirit that we're seeing coming over is not the spirit. It's unfathomable why people with these saboteurs would even want to come over. They do not care either. They don't care if they're exposed. They don't care. They just want to come and defecate on the movement, and then be right in the spotlight, be in the top of the movement, acting like there's someone that want to do well, and they want people to do well for the movement. They want everybody to do well. No, you can see them because most of the time it's only them. It's only them doing well. So in any case, I wanted to come up. I've been sharing a little bit of content about just coming back and building, because it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop, man. We have to build our communities here in the States. When I left, I pretty much left everything behind, and I was like, I don't even have the desire to build anything in the US. However, that has changed. That has changed because of some things that I've seen once I've come back. I have lifelong friends that are doing extraordinary things, in terms of generational, breaking the generational curse of poverty. And that's what we want to do. That's a part of the movement going to Africa. I mean, I'm anybody that's watching this, and I know it's a few people. You know, we are still we are still moving in a very strong way. You understand, and it's not just about Gambia. It's about national, having a multinational economic presence, in terms of real estate and land development. We need people who have, some sense about themselves. We're coming together and we're connecting all that together to develop, a safe, land buying and home buying processes, land development processes that we can participate in, that we can actually participate in and help each other in making sure that we achieve our goal with the least amount of stress and headache and loss. That's what the message is about. And if you don't, you know, you got the words, you got to listen to what a person is saying, and then you can see where they are. Then you can see where they are. So I was sitting back, and I know one of mine has been around Gambia, and then when what everybody's seeing is not what, that's not what's going on. Everyone's talking there, talking positive, but behind the scene there's great dissatisfaction. There's great dissatisfaction as far as, the people, uh what they saw happen there, and all the negative that went behind to trying to ruin the people who were the best options there, the people who are brothers there, how the hell can we get anywhere in life and we're destroying all the good people? And then, it's so funny because people, they don't care what a person do. They'll be like, oh, I like this person, I'm gonna go with this person because they think they can get some money out of that person. They just want to be a part of that person's celebrity, so they'll accept wrong from that person. We're not going to get nowhere. It's, the universe don't work like that. We're just not going to sit there, what do you think? If we build an economic community, the biggest economic community in the Gambia, and I think that's been proven, right? The biggest economic community in Gambia, you know, um, and that come under attack from the main YouTubers that's promoting the Gambia. You think we're gonna get anywhere? You think something's gonna grow? Something's gonna come out of that? No, nothing. Just like you guys seen, nothing happened. All of that great work, all of that great momentum, all of that great, the greatness that was there, it fizzled out, and we just went back to, people who are ineffective in, you know, uh, in community group dynamics. We proved them. We proved them right. We proved them right. You know, there's no accountability. A lot of the YouTubers that took to the drama and took these agents and put them on their channel and served them up to the community, served them right up to the community. None of these people came back to make a correction in the situation. You understand what I'm saying? To regain the consumer confidence in this movement, that what they were hearing was in fact not true, and that what was being done was in fact and true indeed a real community based initiative that was having tremendous success. I spoke with Kiki. I speak about Kiki Love Nigeria all the time because of the work that she put in to expose the ones who were causing the distractions, and causing, who were being used as tools for financial gain on behalf of other YouTubers. You understand? It was all types of people being used in the situation. the whole repat community, everybody, you guys were being misled and used, by a popular YouTuber here that was behind the scene controlling the whole situation with their organization, as I said before in the past. Now, I don't expect any of YouTubers to be accountable, because if it's not drama, it don't sell. You know what I mean? So that's what, we have a whole bunch of people who are sellouts. They'll sell out the movement, for their own personal gain. They don't care. They talk good. They sound good with their British accent, sound intelligent, like they're really there with some information that's going to be of value, and that it should be respected because it's coming from, you know, uh, the seat of England. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you better wake up. You better wake up. Queen Elizabeth and all her agents that's out here, and in the whole New World Order, Illuminati, you know, uh, totalitarian world government, whatever, however you want to see it. This whole genocidal mindset, Western mindset that we have, you understand, being played out with people that's supposed to be, Pan Africanist, it's easily read through and saw, for people who have, just a tad bit of intelligence. So I wanted to get on and do the live. I want some engagement from the people that's watching. You know, let me see. I haven't really been I've been so busy doing things, making things happen. I haven't been on YouTube, nor do I follow things. But what I do know for sure is that when I seen Woda Maya and seen him going around, I was like, is this another? Is this going to be another setup for another big issue that's going to happen? Because issues always come, especially when you're not planning. If you're not planning and having contingency for things. But we know when certain people get a certain amount of power, they tend to abuse that power, and that's what we've been seeing. We've been seeing a huge amount of abuse of power and abuse of privilege that come through being a figure in this movement. And it's so unfortunate, and it's so heart wrenching and embarrassing to see such a large number of people that are easily swayed or easily incited by the destruction of their own lifeline, their own people, their own brothers, their own sisters. And I couldn't even get on YouTube or get up here and begin to talk to you all about frivolous ideas that really don't have anything to do with our role in Africa. Our role, it should be that of builders, should be that of builders. We know that as a group, as we move as a group, there's a tremendous amount of trauma that is still a part of our community group dynamic through slavery. And there's a lot of our mental health. We're the most to have the education that we have amongst our people. Very little of it goes towards empowering our community and uplifting our community and healing our community from all of these historical ills. You know, and to find and have only a few people out there who definitely YouTube is not a place or a platform where you're going to find people who have true intentions about the movement. So when you do see people who are there who not only talk the talk but walk the walk, then these are the people that you want to support. Me and my former business partner, as well, I've stated in the past, one of the things that I would say that I appreciated about her was that when money came through, she allowed money to flow. We have to. That's why it's called currency, like a sea, right? A currency. Money should flow. All right. So, and if money can't flow through the community, we can't have community economic vitality and growth. And as our leaders having the influence, people are going to listen to our leaders. So if our leaders or people who are perceived as leaders, if they say go to the left, people are going to go to the left. If they say go to the right, people are going to go to the right. So what we have a lot of people being taken, into the emotional impulse buying, um, frenzy with the repatriation movement, that a lot of this money is being directed and going into investments that are unsecure investments, and they're investments that have not that you, in a lot of cases, you cannot have ownership to. I don't have to go into all of that. That's not, we just have to be smart. We need to set up escrows and trusts and do it the land development way. That's what I was saying 2 years ago from day one, when I seen the problem. And as a responsible person, after seeing the market crash here, the bubble, the housing bubble, to know and common sense, to apply common sense to what we doing in Africa, is not to bring the same troubles. You understand what I'm saying? So when we go over into Africa, we don't buy, randomly and haphazardly. We have to do it to whereas, the property can appreciate, because we have a community, a development plan, and it's not just everybody buying a piece of land on a huge piece of land and going for self. I'm telling you, your roads are going to be looking like roller coasters and water rides, when you're trying to get home, and it will destroy your car. These roads, if you don't have, proper pave road, it'll tear your car up. That's one of the big things here, and it's very uncomfortable riding into these back roads in the Gambia when the with the roads not being paved. So that's the situation most people are going into. I was just speaking with a lady, and what's happening. People are buying homes, right? You start building your home, but guess what? You have to buy supplies. So as you buying your supplies and you're putting them in your compound to be installed, the people working two or three houses over from you, they're stealing the stuff. So you get your whole solar panel kit put in, you know, your batteries, your inverter, your solar panels on the top of the house, all the wiring, while they're putting that in, being that you got a piece of land and you're way in the States and you have somebody, there's nobody going to be there watching. Even if you get a watch guy, even if you get a person to watch your property, it's very highly possible that this person will conspire to relieve you of some of your goods. And I'm telling you what I see, and I almost hate, if you have family, if you're coming over and you're by yourself and you don't have any tie in there to integrate, you're more likely to be taken advantage of, as opposed to someone that come there and get married into a family. You understand what I'm saying? So, that being the case, it doesn't stop anything, because it still uh, beats living in the West by far. But there, they what they say, a fool and his money will soon part. That's what they say. A fool and his money will soon part. So in any case, as I said, my role, no longer would I really be here, promoting, the movement in that type of way like I was before. Now, my role is to really talk about what happened and how could we heal, because there's no way that we're going to move forward anywhere. Most of the There's so much negative that's in going on behind the scenes in Gambia. People don't like certain people. A particular person is, well known and well disliked. There, you got all of that brewing around, and that was really the major problem that really divided Gambia. That really the major problem. Really one person, and it was just amazing how one person can bring that much negative to the continent. However, it's my job to to be available because of what we were doing was what Gambia needed. And it's still getting done. People that are close to me, sometimes I'll share stuff with them, and they can see that nothing really stopped in my situation. Actually, when all of that stuff happened, I was tired, man. Before everybody came, we were working this thing 24/7. We were not playing. You know, people were coming in. We were picking them up during Blackston time. All of that. We were at Solomon's. We were doing videos. I wasn't in all the videos, but I was there. Picking Julie up. I mean, we was. That's my sister and brother. I mean, that's why it's so unfortunate that it had to get to this point. It didn't have to. We could have sat down. We could have talked about it. We could have hashed it out. You understand? All of this ugliness, all of this nastiness, all of these videos that's on YouTube, and all of this stuff is it reflects our community, and it reflects the damage that has been done to us as a people. You know, so what do we need to do now? I was just speaking with his sister, and she was like, how can we get back to where we were before this blow up? Because the movement has been greatly affected throughout the whole movement. It wasn't just Gambia, throughout the whole of Africa, Senegal, the Gambia, of course, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Kenya, South Africa. People were calling saying, hey, listen, this is affecting tourism. Tourism was affected throughout the whole West Africa. This was after COVID, after coming off of COVID, immediately. These are people to allow this to take place after such a devastating economic event, and then to follow it up with the type of nonsense that we saw was tremendously heart wrenching for anybody that has any humanity, anybody that had any sense of decency and self respect. And we saw that. And it was for a reason. Anytime you're trying to do something, it don't come easy. It would have been the perfect situation where we just went over and everything was perfect. We built an economic community. Everybody came in and we put our money together and we built without competition. Our biggest problem is that, we have people who will allow their own reputation to be tarnished to hurt other people. They call that narcissism. So we're dealing with a lot of emotional and mental issues, a lot of emotional and mental issues, you know, and maybe I'm praying that our mental health community, things could be done with that regard, be done in that regard to assist people who need help when they're in crisis, and being able to address that. But I think that's something that as a community we're not prepared to be responsible for, and we'll just continue to have people that just come and randomly uproot things. But if something's not done, if something's not done, I think we should be prepared for consequences that's going to come behind that, because it's very dangerous to be in someone else's backyard without any type of accountability or restraints. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close out, but I wanted to get on and in the memory of Micheal Younger. If you wasn't on when I talked about this young man that you see behind me, or who was a young man at that time, he was killed here in 1985 in New Haven, Connecticut. I was 12 years old at the time, and I can remember he was like the first person to get killed in gang violence or it was a gang from out of Hartford that came down, and after him, it's just been an endless stream of death and destructions in community. My brother, he was killed here years ago. We've seen a lot of death and violence, and we've been in the middle of those type of things on many occasions. And I tell everybody, if you're able to make it out of the black community, that's a testament, that's a testimony and proof that, there is a God, because nobody else is trying to help you get out. So with that being said, peace, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.